Good question. I started researching this book in 2012, and I was living in New York at the time, and there was a Schomburg Center for Research in Harlem. And so I would spend I think I was working part-time then, so Thursdays and Fridays I would go to the Schomburg Center and just sit. And they have lots of books there on West African literature, so I would read books like the Salaga papers, compilation of correspondences, all sorts of exchanges between people who were in Salaga, going to Salaga, wanting to go to Salaga, and then there was Salaga, the struggle for power. I found it in that library as well. So I would just sit and read and take notes. And then I moved back to Ghana 2 years later. So I tried to write the book after that. I wrote what would probably be a YA version of this final book. It had a character falling into a hole and going back in time. But for some reason, the book decided that it shouldn't be written that way. So I wrote quite a bit of it and it went nowhere. So moved back to Ghana, and before I knew I had to go to Senegal, I had a bit of time. So I spent my days in the Baum Library. And our panel today, Manu talked about spending time in that library too. And I don't think it was as nice as when you used to do your research. It was so dusty. But I would, comb through the dusty books, and they have all sorts of gems in there. Also, I would read academic papers. They seem dry and boring, but they have a lot of detail as well. So anything I could find on West Africa in general, I'd read as widely as I could, and it was great because it wasn't just Ghanaian history that informed this book. Like I read about Nana Asmao, who is a woman, a teacher, poet, translator who lived in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria in the 1800s. And she's a fascinating woman, and what she did was she trained different teachers to go into villages to teach women about Islam, about being a good wife, about how to take care of themselves. And she was fascinating. So I thought, if she was teaching women to travel far and wide, there definitely were people who would have made it as far as Salaga, because there was a lot of exchange between these places. So she inspired the character known as Jaji, who's the woman teacher in the book. So I read as widely as I could. And then I went up to Salaga in 2012, I think it was. I have family there. I have family that still lives there. So went, saw the sites, talked to guides over there. And then there's the part that involves imagination, which is important too. Research is good, but it's important to sit down and soak in everything and create out of what you've learned. So it was a three-pronged process. But I enjoy research. So to me, it's not like work. It's just so fascinating. And if someone is sitting by me, I'm like, wow, did you know this? Do you know this is where palm wine came from? I could tell you stories for days. So come and sit by me if you want to learn funny random things.